We're just gonna step outside for a minute and then we're gonna go inside and do a reading. How's that sound? How's that sound? Probably sounds fantastic, right? Maybe I should do it outside, but I'm kind of feeling it inside. But maybe I should do it outside because it's gorge. It's gorgeous out. So I'm gonna put you right there. Why all you early birds get up? Why all you early birds get up? Get up, get up, get going. You know what? Maybe we should do it outside. Let me get up. Let me go get. Oh, that's wet. Let me go get. It's a little damp for my ass to sit on. Let me go get the setup. All right, troops. Hold on. All right. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I forgot where I left you for a second. I legitimately forgot where I left you. Hi. Hi. I'm going to sit on this wet ass chair. Hi, guys. I'm going to put you right here. Look at that. I legitimately was not going to do it out here. Hold on. But hold on a minute. I gotta get a towel. All right, I'm back. You didn't lose me. My daughter called. Okay, hold on. All right. Look, I got a little zebra towel to put down so the butt doesn't get soaked. Okay, good morning. Good morning. Whoo. Whoo-wee. 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 It's been a crazy morning. I've been up doing phone calls, getting some work done. I've been up since 6. Yeah, 6. That's a freaking thing. And then I was going to go out and get some stuff done, but I was like, let me go talk to some people. I want to discuss, and I meant to actually put it in the comments and I forgot. I want to discuss karmic balance, okay? Because a lot of it's coming around, right? And a lot of you are like, she's been talking about that, but like, what is it, right? So I'm going to bust it down. I'm going to bust it down even better than Tatiana, okay? How's that sound? That sounds awesome, right? Sounds like I know what I'm talking about. I got this coffee shit on my teeth. I've been switching toothpaste like I have been deodorant. I still can't find a good deodorant. But I'm not stinky by any means. The new one I've been trying at night, it makes me itchy on the outsides. And I'm like, oh, man, I need to find one. What are you what are you doing online? I just got off the phone with you. Go do what it is you need to do for the day. You're probably like, wow, did you just transform? I was legitimately like in a sweatshirt and in my bum outfit just doing a reading, and the person happens to be on, and they're probably like, wow, did she transform like really fast? So, see how quick? So, we are going to talk about karmic balance. Hey, did I get your email? I probably not. I don't know. I'm pretty caught up on emails, sweetie. So, you might want to re-email me. Unless you're talking about the WhatsApp app. I don't go in there and check messages once our read's over. You know what I mean? Like I don't go back and like I love all of you and everyone wants to like be friends and I love being friends, right? But like this is also my profession, right? So I might not have gotten that email. I don't think I did. So hit me up, okay? I will look for it. So, karmic balance. We have all these situations that are kind of coming into play, right? And it has to do with karma and balancing out karma, okay? So, for instance, I'm going to give you an example of what I've been seeing so you can relate. And then I'm going to throw you what type of balance, karmic balance that is current, which is kind of going to be like my example anyway, right? Because this is what is happening and why we're seeing it. And it's usually linked to past life and where you want to go in life now and how to get there. It usually comes with indifferences, people being guarded, people being defenseful towards other people that they thought maybe they wouldn't be. Good morning. Stuff like that. So say, for instance, we have a past life and on top of that, we threw work into the equation and we threw the Seven of Wands into the equation. Because I've been saying to you guys, work and love and balance. And every time I say that, I want to say to myself, love and marriage, love and the Bundys. But anywho, I mean, they were a funny couple. So whatever's happening in your life and you have this coming into play. I don't know why I need to look at cards right now. I don't normally ever have to do that. So let me just put those cards on top of... It doesn't really make any sense to me right now, though, why I would even do that. So bear with me a moment because it doesn't really make sense to me. Because I might as well just throw your cards. I'm going to do it anyway. So okay, so I'm going to give you some cards that have been coming out on the board. And I'm going to, the love card just happened to be there. Okay. So say we have past life and we have justice. Okay. Then there's justice. I don't know why they're having me do it this way. I guess we all learn from experiences, examples, right? But maybe it's more visionary what you guys say, because I knew exactly my whole speech and how this was going to go down. Yeah, it was like actually like for legitimately like a speech. So I don't know what this is about. So we've been having this balance come out for a long time, right? The balance when it comes to karma. Okay. So say for instance, past life came out at the same time, and next thing you know, you're being thrown the Seven of Swords, and next thing you know, I don't know why the star's here. I thought it was the High Priestess, so we can get rid of her. We have work. This would be more self-love than love, so let's take that out of the equation right now. So say we had all these cards. This is what's been coming on the board for probably the last week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, right? So this is, say it's linked to your past life. You are going to be on defense. You are going to be guarded. You're not going to know what to do. Say, because work's been coming into the issue, right? Work's been coming into the picture, I should say. And it seems to be a little bit of an issue trying to balance out nay or yays. And it has been the Eight of Pence. It has been the Six of Cups. It has been linked to past life. I took out the past life because that will be our Six of Cups that's been coming out on the board. And it will be with someone, not something, someone. And say you've said to yourself, there's no way on earth that I would ever get involved with somebody who's older or someone who's younger. And a page fell out on this, right? And it's like you're an adult and you're like, whoa, there's like 12-year difference, 15-year difference. I don't know what to do here. Your soul is already telling you, and has been telling you for probably a very long time, about that situation. So don't think that situation won't eventually come into play at some part of your lifetime. Just like saying, I would never work for the government. I would never hook up with somebody. That just scared me. My hair's wet, so it's like dripping down my shirt. I would never hook up with anybody, not hook up per se. I would never marry someone who has children, or I would never marry somebody outside my culture, or I would never live in a country setting. I would never live in the city. You mark my words, that scenario is going to come around for you to nip in the butt, because it has to do with your karma, okay? And it needs to be balanced. So that situation needs to play out. There's no way around it. And it's linked to a soulmate. Whether you're going to catch feelings for this person or not, or you just have this intimate bond without having the intimacy, that's a thing too, okay? But you're going to do magic together. You're going to work wonders. You're going to be fantastic at what it is you do and where you need to go. So if those type of scenarios start coming back into your life or your thoughts, you mark my words that you are going to be put in that situation. There's no way around it, okay? I can't give you any examples of mine because I don't think I've ever said that to myself. Like, I would never do, oh, that's not true, I have. Son of a bitch. That would make sense. Okay, so mine will probably catch up eventually. But it's never really been a fear. It was been a thought. So for those where it's more than just a thought, especially when it comes to culture or family upbringing or what somebody else thinks is best for you, you're going to have to start knocking out the people around you that are not seeing the good or seeing what's best for you per se. Okay, so it's karmic balance has to do with a past life or a past situationship. Point blank, end of day, there's no in between. And A lot of you are about to reconnect from somebody from a past life, a soulmate, Six of Cups. Everyone's like, oh, soulmate, you know, like, yay, a new lover, or like, no, we're all soulmates. And, you know, I even chuckle, and no offense and no judgment. I even chuckle when I see things online, or, you know, when somebody's like, oh, that's my soulmate. Like, I'm supposed to be with that person. And it's like, that is your soulmate. If you feel that that is your person, then that is your person at the end of the day. But everyone that you bump into, friends, family, your parents, your animals, they are your soulmates. Okay. You don't just have one. It's everyone you bump into, friendships, the people, the friendships that come and go, the relationships that come and go. They're catalysts. They come in to get you to see something, and then they're gone. Like how to be a better friend, or how to be a better person in general, right? That's what a catalyst is here for. Can trees be soulmates? Why not, right? They breathe. So you definitely have a connection with trees. Everyone. All right. But they're soulmates. They don't need to stay into in your life for an X amount of time. It doesn't work that way either, right? So we're gonna see what the current. Well, I know what the current has been on my board. It has been linked to that karmic balance with a soulmate in a work relationship. Okay, so I can see all this stuff coming, and the more I talk to clients, and the more what's happening in my life, and what I'm going through with relationships and work, and you know, the new person I met, things like that, I'm starting to see all this come into play. Okay, and a lot of us want to guard ourselves, or a lot of us don't want to go in that direction. We don't want it. We think it's a lose-lose. Situationships like that. Okay, so let's see what yours is. We're just going to focus as a collective what the karma, well, we all have different karma, right? But like, as a collective, and working in the Leo season and certain stuff, particular stuff will be addressed. Okay, so it will all be the same. How you react and how you go after it, that's where the differences will be. Okay, how it's pursued per se. And then I do have some cards. I'm gonna do a video for you later, but actually a video, because I want to lay cards out a certain way and look at something for you guys for the current energy. Okay, there was a bump in the road, there was certain stuff, so I don't know if that's what you're dealing with, considering it's Mercury. But it's like, fuck, go away, Mercury, right? Besides that, though, things always come back around, whether it's a thought, a feeling, a situationship, a project. Okay. Also depends on how awakened you are and how willing you are to accept things. Okay. With work, a lot of you guys are at the point where it is linked to your past life. So I will tell you, it is linked to your purpose. For those who are trying to find their purpose right now, this one challenge that you have in front of you brings you to your purpose, especially with work. But you got to be willing to pursue something where there's possibility. Say if it's a new project and you're like, oh, well, where would I fit in here? Well, that would be wherever you find your talent. And say to yourself, well, I don't know where my talent would be within this company, or I don't know where my talent would be within this pursuit, right? You kind of got to figure out what you love. You know, don't look at it like, I won't be able to do this. Look at this as, okay, here's the bigger picture. here's what they're pursuing. Where do I fit in? How am I an asset to this situation? So when you go into a job, it's just not like, here's your to-do list and here's what needs to be done. Yeah, but you also need to find your creative side, okay? You got to be willing to say, listen, this sounds great and boy, does it have potential and it's exciting, but I got to be able to find my place. I got to be able to find where I'm at, because no matter where you're at in life and what job you're doing, whether you're a caregiver or you take care of the home, you know, like there is a purpose within that selection of, there's a purpose of why do they want me to use that word? Maybe you're being a little too selective. But there's a purpose within that one particular thing, right? Where this is where I'm at and this is what needs to be pursued. And how do I find my place? Okay, so let's find out, besides what we've been reading currently, what our challenge is going to be, because it is kind of a challenge, right? So let's find out what needs to be balanced right now, besides the fact we know what we're reading. Okay, so what needs to be karmically balanced without Mercury really playing a part? Mercury will always play a part, but like, just because it's Mercury, people are like, oh my god, it's no good. People from the past come back, or don't sign a contract, or things are very illusionary. Like, it depends on where you're at in life. Your soul knows what needs to be tackled. Okay, we have the 8 of Air. This with Justice actually makes a lot of sense, because it's the illusionary feeling of being trapped. It's the lack of self-confidence. It's afraid to take action. Why? Because it's your karma. It's your karma, troops. So there's always going to be that hesitation. There's always going to be that mental battle, that emotional battle. And you're always going to have to find yourself in a predicament where you're standing up for your rights and what you believe in and why. Okay, so you know, right now it's, and you got 2 8s. I just saw that, 8 and 8. Okay, so right off the rip, can somebody do me a huge favor and please Google the spiritual meaning of 88, because that's an additional message. There's a couple different meanings that I want to talk about, but the fact that they had me do this with you guys, there's got to be something else. So if somebody can do that for me, that would be fantastic. I'd really appreciate it. It's just the energy. Don't worry about the faith right now. Just going to wait for somebody. It means financial stability. We were just talking about finances, and that has been on the board. It is a strong number, right? But like, it leaves us in the abundance, prosperity. Well, yeah, because once you clear karma, you know, it's that saying, the world is yours, keeps coming to me. So this is that whole like, shit, all of a sudden you find yourself in this situation where it's like, you feel like you have lack of confidence, or you feel like, I wouldn't be able to do this, or you feel like, fuck no, I'm not doing that, right? But it brings healing and it brings balance. Okay, and that's why a lot of these things don't get pursued the right way. It's more than just how you're thinking about something. Okay, and I just split the deck at more 8s too. I want to throw from this deck too and see what they're saying. So your soul will always tell you where you should be in life, what you should be pursuing. It's just a matter of whether you go after it or not, troops. And I don't want those right off the bat, but it was the Hermit and it was the 8. So you would have had 888. okay, which is financial abundance. It's abundance all the way around, but it is linked to your finances, and that has been on the board, especially stepping into the week of the 22nd. So what needs to be karmically balanced? And right now it might be money. I keep tripping. It might be money. Don't worry, it's not that dirty. It looks dirty, but it's my coffee. It's my coffee thing. That's when balance comes into play. This has to be tackled. It has to be pursued. It has to be addressed. It's where you're supposed to be. And it's like a majority of you in your crossroads. Do I do this? Do I not? Why? And I think for a lot of you, it's definitely going to feel like a deja vu situation. But it's how do we stay focused? How do we just stay focused? Let's focus on one thing at a time. That's the main thing that's happening right now, is because there's so many exterior factors like lack of confidence, or feeling like if you go in this direction you might feel trapped, or other people won't like what this is pertaining to. What needs to be balanced right now? Please, balanced. So we have the 5 of Earth. So we really are talking about, the other one that flipped too is the Page of Water with the 10 of Cups, which makes sense, right? And the 4 of Fire, which is linked to your foundation. The King of Earth, which is linked to a boss or hard work, right? And the 7 of Air. That would be that self-sabotage. But I'm just taking the 2 that flipped in front of me. So this does have to do with money, in love, and passion, and finding the good in something. So I do think you are going to want to pursue this. This love is falling in love with something again, like something exciting, some type of endeavor. It does not have to be a person per se, okay? Let me get one from this deck, and then I'll clarify. So it looks like the money is going to be good, or the karmic balance for you guys right now is your financials, and bringing in the best type of foundation, bringing in what will put you in a solid foundation, I should say. So if your finances have been off for your whole entire life up until now, and that doesn't matter if you're freaking 40, 50, 70, or 20. And what I'm seeing too, and I've been picking up on that, and it just came to me, it like rang a bell. Ring the alarm. That whole alarm thing that I've been feeling with the 911 too. What if you're working with someone within a company, and this company is an amazing company, and it brings in massive amount of money, and you would think there's no way that it could bomb or fail, like things are just too good to be true. There is something with spirituality right now, okay, where it plays part of somebody else's finances to keep those finances balanced. And it's not that they're getting ahead of themselves. They're probably fantastic, money's flowing. They know how to invest, in case the company was to bomb, right? Things are invested in the right stocks or wherever it's invested. But there's something or someone within this company, we're just going to call it a company because work is here, right? Where this plays a big factor. It's almost like being in the middle. You are going to balance them. Meanwhile, we have 2 aspects where they balance out your finances, but you balance out the company. And if it's the love for what you do, and it's not just all about your financials, you're even more golden, okay? Oh, baby, why don't you just meet me in the middle? Balance, please. So when it comes to love, because love's been coming into the equation, so I'm going to use these cards. We have playfulness, and at the bottom of the deck we have very soon, but I'm just going to grab one. Well, I grabbed that, so I want one to come out. Balance with love. What's the deal? It looks like a struggle right now is to recapture your romance, recapture your youthful spirit type. Whew, something just flew right next to me. You know, and getting to know each other. This could be in chemistry. This is going to be a very magnetic bond. And we keep finding ourselves, hold on. It's linked to work too. This is where I keep having certain dilemmas, because there's certain things, even messages for the collective, where you're not meant to know. It's like that web. Oh, that web you weave. This is getting to know a boss. The two of you, see what I'm saying? You're so beneficial to each other. It's not just this one person being like, oh, you're changing my financials right now. This is great. It's not, because this other person knows that they have something, which would be you guys, the collective, the spiritual aspect of it, where you know you're meant to go this route. So you're not just the average employee. Okay. And I think this person with the high priestess being next to it also knows it's guided. You would already know it's guided because you watch tarot, right? So getting to know the crew, getting to know this person on a physical aspect too. Not physical as in like touch. On a personal note, right? Because you got to know someone's personality. You got to know how certain things are dealt with, and how certain things should be worded. So a lot of you guys' finances are going to flip. Your bond is going to be strong. So you guys might have friction, because especially if this is their company, it's already up and running, and now here you come in supposed to be doing a job, but all of a sudden it's like, but you have an input too, because you know your placement. But I think you guys are going to be able to talk. I think you're going to be able to talk about it, because I think it's going to be such a connection between you and your boss that does not need to be physical, where you're going to talk about spirituality. You're going to talk about each other's story. You're going to talk about how you got here, how you got there. You're going to be beneficial to this company. And I think they know that. And this is for a company who's doing good, or a company that's failing and you're coming in, because you can see the big picture. It's almost like certain parts of your brain are just going to kick in, but it's going to be so deja vu. So let's see how you're going to pursue this. If you're going to feel trapped, you're going to feel like, Mingya, what is this? Got the 10 of Pentacles with the 3 of Swords. Well, this is definitely going to change the emotions within a family dynamic too. That might be your family not really being okay with what's next, or boyfriends or girlfriends. It looks like work right now is more something that needs to be karmically balanced, not work within a relationship. I mean, it could be if that's how you're taking it, but this is linked to your financials. Look at this. You got the King of Wands now. I don't even know how that became upright. It must be the way I don't ever flip my deck. So I, for realsies, don't even know how that just happened. Because when I cut my deck, I don't flip my hand. Anywho, here's your scenario now with somebody who knows how to take action. I got the goosebumps. That's really weird. And these are completely stuck. And the two that fell out are the same exact two, and the card bent. So that's a big message right there. Let me find out about this justice. This is your karma. There's some type of connection here too. To me, with this page of water is fresh feelings, but you got playfulness. This is two young energies, right? Which makes sense because it's going into something with excitement. This is not about catching feelings for your boss. It's almost external. Yours, theirs, you guys could have children. Teenagers can play a part, or something about a younger community, or it could be a bump in the road. I wanted to leave the bump in the road out of it because this is your boss. I wanted to work on one thing, so hold on. You're going to catch feelings for somebody at work. So, and I've been seeing that, right? There is that balance. Or this is somebody from your past coming back. But you're going to have to stand up for something. I don't think they're going to like what you do for work either. And I think as of right now, if you haven't stepped into this, you haven't even told people what you're doing for work. It's like a mystery, you know, like kind of sounds like, for instance, for example, my project, right? Can't really talk about it under contract, all in due time. You guys know about the show. So that was just an example, right? Like stuff like this already kicked in for me, which is crazy because you think I'd be able to explain it to you better, but it's so different with how mine went down, where I find it being a little harder to explain to you. All right, tell me about justice. Some of you right now are gonna have to balance out work and love, or work in that's way too many, home life. Tell me about justice, please. It's that Libra energy of wanting things fair, or just knowing how to make things fair, knowing how to talk, how you talk. It's the way you're gonna talk, present yourself. It's something like that, right? So here we go. This is a brand new contract. You got the 3 of Pence and the 8 of Pence. Like, there's no way around this, troops. And it has to do with your finances. It's a new job. It's a new study. You're going back to school. You could be going to get a degree, or you could be, you know, using your degree. This is linked to work. There is no question. It is a new karmic contract, and it is karmic. This is going to get you on your path. This is going to bring stability. This is going to be long term. Not per se with this company. You meet one person, and then that one person connects you with this person. But instantly what I'm feeling is what you're about to learn, what type of an apprenticeship You're going to enjoy. So it will expand. This person you're about to meet, because you keep having the devil, is going to have quite the connections. But if you ask me, you're a very hard, dedicated worker. You're going to want to find your way without sidestepping anyway. The only thing I think you would sidestep would be the nay or yay to the situation. Because here's that Eight of Air where it's like, damn, well, the money might be good, but like, do I really want to pursue this? Because I so feel that's where the friction is. Tell me about the Eight of Air. See, Two of Pence right now, and it's reversed. Right now, there's no balance. You would feel like you're not grounded enough. Like you're not grounded. So not only are you dealing with love, you're dealing, your emotional and mental are not weighed. The one's weighing heavier than the other. You can work on that through self-love, affirmations, things like that, right? But it's like, look at her, this little pixie chick, looking, or him, right? Looking right over, like so it's, there's such a strong connection or feeling or intent or dreams that are vivid, and it's not just Mercury. This is going to get you out of financial crisis or out of the system. This is going to safeguard you, and you know it. The problem is, I think it might be a field where you're like, what the frig? I don't know what you guys are about to step into. I am going to read all these cards upright because it's what they're asking, what they're telling me. So this is where judgment would fall into play. It's on you. You're able to juggle. You got to figure it out. If you haven't been juggling, they're going to make you start juggling. It almost reminds me of like going back to school if you guys have children, right? It reminds me of that feeling where it's like knowing your kids' weaknesses, knowing your kids' strengths, and preparing them to get back, but your kids being like, Mingya ma, it's not even August. Like, what are you doing right now, right? It's like, well, ma's preparing because here's your school list. This is what you need, and we're just talking about it. It's kind of like that type of example, right? Like balancing out things like that, getting back on track, like the fundamentals. So tell me about the Page of Water. Now, this Page of Water, right? This is, I think, you feeling young again, you feeling exciting, but very apprehensive. But this is external. This is external energy that's around you. This is the Hierophant. I want this one too. The bottom of the deck, the Ten of Swords. This is, you feel defeated. You could be dealing with a Taurus or an Aquarius. I will tell you, those are two cards of somebody being in the public eye too. It could have to do with politics or spirituality. Could even have to do with the Pope, for all we know. Religion. This is destined. Earth and air, which is grounding out the air, but this is, like I'm saying, it's almost like the Two of Cups. It's her holding the water too. It's almost like temperance. It does have a lot to do with the Two of Cups too, a connection, and it's spiritual. Divine. Could be the love of work, the love of spirituality, the love of what it is you're about to do. Or somebody is coming back in to make you feel young again, to motivate you, but I don't see it that way with this setup. It is somewhere where you feel like you were stabbed in the back, having to do with some type of relationship. Whatever's coming at you definitely has to do with a commitment. Tell me about the Hierophant real quick, please. The Hierophant. I just saw the Three of Swords. But again, it could be linked to past life that wanted to flip. I don't even know what it is. Father of Wands. I saw that when I cut the deck. So that's definitely masculine energy. Tell me about the Star. It's that Father of Wands that holds that Ten of Pentacles too. But that could have to do with just your foundation. Or this is... Tell me about the Star. So now we got Aries, Taurus, Aquarius, Libra. Star, please, the Star. Damn. And it's the Star. So this is what's up in the air. This is what's being kept from us. And it's very divine. This one has 7 stars. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 17, back to an 8. This is that bump in the road. It's not linked to your boss. So you could be dealing with a Taurus or an Aries or an Aquarius. That would be strong. It would either be their sun, moon, Venus, rising, or whatever planet is closest to your galactic chart. So don't try to figure that one out, because this is that spider web. So we're going to leave that there. It is what it is. Okay. Tell me about the Five of Earth. So it's not necessarily your boss, but when work starts or whatever comes first. Look at that with the Five of Earth. This is clarity when it comes to work too. Oh, damn. There's the King. This is clarity. It could be why you were left out in the cold. You might feel restricted to this person. You might not want to get to know this person. You might be too busy with work where you can't be bothered, where you're instantly like, nope. So there's a connection here. We don't know much about it. All we know is that it looks like someone from the past or somebody brand new is however it's going to work for you. This will get you out of financial difficulties, and it will get you out of feeling lonely. Even if you're not lonely, what it's saying is it's going to get you into the feeling again of feeling alive, rejuvenated, something new, fresh. The two of these need to be balanced and apparently go down around the same time. Okay. Could be dealing with a Leo too. Or somebody who has kids, because there's children here. Tell me about the Sun. This is clarity. So for those who are feeling unbalanced right now, that clarity, that Ace of Swords has been coming in. You will. This is something from the past. It wanted to pop out. It is something from the past coming back around. But tell me about the sun. So you could be dealing with the Leo, or it's just with the sun, Leo being in the sun, being Leo season. It's now time for it to come back into the picture. It's divine. It is what it is. You got the Empress reversed, so that's almost like your energy or whatnot, not really wanting to put effort into this because you're so focused on work. So it's almost ideal timing for somebody to come back into your life, because it would be one of those situations where, and I'm going to put her upright, so meaning that feminine is going to get clarity when it comes to this Hierophant, or this King of Wands, or this Aquarian, or this Leo, whomever it is. You might see growth. To me, it's straight up clarity. Hold on. This Pence is linked to love too, because it is the way I placed it. I got 2 of these, 2 of these, 3 of these, even though love is down here. But I think this is where the compromise is going to have to come in. It's almost like you're so busy with work that it's like you don't even have time. Tell me about the Empress. You're looking at this like not just fun, the High Priestess. See, it's divine. It's out of your hands. Like, it's more than use your intuition. That's not what it's saying. It's like beast mode too. You might have a Pisces moon, or they have a Pisces moon. Tell me about the Empress. This is because the Spirit's almost looking at you like you both have these cat eyes. Gorgeous. I've never noticed that. This is somebody who might be just as spiritual as you, but different type of spirituality. I know that sounds strange to some of you, but that's a thing. Well, that's what people think it's a thing. I'll put it that way. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And it's the Mother of Pence with the Strength card, okay? So you could be a strong earth sign. Once again, they're both Taurus, right? I definitely think you're dealing, a feminine is like in the Taurus, so it's just speaking of your Venus with Libra and Taurus both being very prominent on the board. And you, once again, you have no choice but to face this in Leo season. So this can go all the way until September. All right, so it's decisions, and you know, once again, coming in as the Queen of Pens, that's where your focus is. Work. Okay. So when it comes to the romantic side of things, I think this is where the compromise comes in. I think this is where it's linked to love and work, because you're passionate about what you do, or you like what you do, or you just know there's a connection here. And it's like, how do we do this? Tell me about playfulness. But I want to take these 2 cards back from the deck. I want to use a fresh deck. The Star came out twice. What did I just put in there? I don't know. And the Sun was out. Oh, the King of Wands. So, tell me about playfulness. Someone's definitely could be in the spotlight too, or you're just you're the head person. It's like a leadership role. And there's that Judgment. And it looks to be on the Empress, and there's that Strength. So, I don't know if you're going to want to play. I don't think you're going to want to recapture romance. You're way too focused on work and your finances. It's exactly where you should be. But at the same time, some of you have no choice but to balance out the household, a lover, a situation, right? Because the lover is coming in, that type of thing. Is you have no choice. It's on you. This is your karma. This is linked to your past life. People are starting to try to figure out, like, what's my karma? No one can tell you your damn karma. No one, 158,000 bazillion %. That is that one thing on earth that you will have to figure out yourself. Not a reader, not a psychic, not a gypsy, no one can tell you your karma. They can tell you what's karmically happening with you. You need to figure out your own damn karma. And it's not exactly easy, because once you reach that, it's like, whoo, you don't have to be, for those who believe in reincarnation, you don't have to come back. It's like, congratulations, lesson learned. You can live the rest of your life being happy. I don't know what you will do the next time around, but you will not have to go through a struggle. And I am seeing that happening. But this is, with this judgment, it's you. It's a fresh, clean slate, but it's linked to work and love. You have to conquer both to break the cycle, to break the karma. That means you'd be here, getting on your path, doing what you meant to come on this earth to do. That's why it's linked to karmic balance, the Fool, right? It's linked to that with the Mother of Pence right there too. Like, can you overcome this, without feeling the way you're going to feel? You're going to have to nurture all aspects of love and work, and she's only focused on work. Love, she's like, no way. But you gotta figure it out. I will tell you, there's a lot of twinsies, life partners, all this stuff coming in. It does not mean you guys have to be together. It's to balance something out. If somebody comes in, you balance it out, figure it out, build a friendship. It doesn't mean you have to jump in and have a commitment. It doesn't mean X, Y, Z. This person might not even be ready, but guess what? They're coming in because it's for the two of you. It's like a testimony to yourselves, like the two of you, to see what it is you want. Can someone confront something? Can someone talk about something? Can someone have vulnerability? I see no vulnerability on the board. And if you don't have vulnerability, you don't have the yin and the yang, you're not going to be able to master what this is. You will find yourself doing this in another lifetime. But we don't need to get ahead of ourselves, right? It's just, it's not a test like nay or yay, keep it or keep them around or don't. It's a learning curve for both of you. It's that simple. Teaching each other. And it's going to be up to you whether or not you can handle both of these. There's a very spiritual, divine reason why it's all coming into play at the same time. So if you're seeing someone or dating someone and the past comes back and you know that's the past you got some karma with, not all of you it's meant for you to pursue. Some of you it's meant for you to go after the brand new. So that's where it can get tricky. So it's wherever you feel you need to put the work and energy into. Tell me about getting to know each other. So this is, as you reveal, and I was just kind of saying that, like, it's to each other. There's the 8 of Pence with the star again. It's so divine. You guys got to be able to talk to each other. You got to be able to trust each other. You got to be able to be vulnerable. And it's your path. And look, it's like some of you are like, fuck no. It's like a protest. Fuck no, we won't go. Or fuck no, we won't. Like, fuck no. Well, you got to know where you're at, because you don't have a choice. And they do want you to commit to each other, but in a way where it's not, you got to move in with each other or you got to be man and wife. It's commit to just knowing who each other are. And it's ironic because as I sat back, I think last summer we were talking about committing for a certain amount of time. Like if somebody comes back into the picture, tell each other, like, listen, like, let's just give this 8 weeks. Let's just give this, a fair shot. to rekindle, a fair shot to get a friendship back or a lover situation back, because some of you can't be both. It can't just be one. It's kind of like it's the lover and the friends. It's how you want to pursue it and how you're looking at it, right? So they do want you to commit to each other, but like I said, it doesn't have to be man and woman. It's just, or woman and woman, however, man and man, however it rolls for you. But like, you got to try. You got so much major arcana, but you got the Empress, Judgment, the Star all backed up on top of the Empress, the Hierophant, the Star, the Sun. Like, it can have a positive outcome. It's if the two of you can do it together. It's like and it's not just a test. It's a, I don't want you to look at it as a test. It's balanced. It's linked to past life, so there's a strong connection. There's a reason why they want you two to work together. Will eventually you work together. You got 2 8s up here too, so now you got the 4 solid 8s on the board, right? So it's like, whoa, overwhelming energy too, where, you know, what if someone comes in, they're not ready and they're very immature? You know, that's going to be up to you, where you're like, this is bullshit. Like, I'm trying, but like, this is bullshit. Maybe it is not necessarily a test, but maybe it is a part of your life where your focus, your beliefs, where you're at in life is not where you thought it was with this person, and now all of a sudden here they come, because it's karmic, and it's like, you say to yourself like, wow, like, why did I ever, not like why did I ever pursue you, but like, because you understand, you've learned that you get it, there's a connection, so it's not going to be as harsh. But like you're not ready for this, or I'm not ready for this. It'd be more like you're not ready for this because someone's got their priorities straight. But don't think for 1 second that they don't either. It's just not seeing eye to eye. You're not there yet. It's going to take time. Say you travel a lot, like I'm gonna start traveling too, right? You think the person I'm seeing is gonna be crazy about that all the time too? Probably not, but you know what? Get over it. Like, this is my work, this is my future. Like, I'm paying my bills, right? Like, you're not gonna give me shit on how I can spend my time and when to spend my time and how to nurture something, when and where to nurture something. Like, it doesn't work that way. So you're both kind of going to be energy where it's like the connection's there. You're going to make, not a promise necessarily, but like, okay, like, let's give this 3 months, let's give this 8 weeks, without letting fear and all this stuff get in the middle of it, because it's so damn important. You know who this person is, whether it's new or the past. You feel it, you know. Okay. So it could be something like that. You could be dealing with somebody who's jealous. King of Wands tends to be jealous. But it doesn't have to go down that way. It's just figure it out slowly. Be smart about it. Okay? Because the feminine is going to feel this pull towards work, not towards someone who has caused her pain in the past. Him or her. I'm reading by gender on the card that's in front of me. Okay? So, chemistry. This is going to be one of those, like, what do I do about this? Like, how do I feel about this? I feel like there's 2 sides of a story. But here's the thing. There's always freaking 2 sides of a story. But it's all entwined, so I don't know what that's all about. It's almost like they're getting you guys on your path, whether you stay friends. Maybe you were meant to never be lovers. Maybe you were meant to be partnerships. Maybe you were meant to be entrepreneurs together. Maybe, you see what I'm saying? Like, and you fucked up because there was that chemistry, and it is kind of like a fuck up. And it's like, because you were so attracted and you felt like, oh god, fuck, our brains tell us instantly, because of the way we're fucking programmed, it's got to be sexual. Like, who can't keep your hands off of each other, right? No, it didn't need to be, but that's what it was, because of program. So it's like, how do you know you guys just don't have that whatever that is, but it was supposed to be, it was supposed to have to do with your finances, like business partnerships, right? Because this is all sorts of type of relationships, partnerships. Like, you never know. Like, there's three, there's exterior energy, there's two women, there's two men. Like, they could be, your boss can be married and coupled, and next thing you know, you got a boyfriend and your girlfriend, and there's fucking four of you, and you were the sole group. And within time, could even be a whole cycle, but a year from now, your life will be drastically changed. Everyone could be married, you're taking business trips together. Like, it could be a whole new freaking world. Okay, so, but you got to figure that part out, because chances are you've already been intimate with this person. So it's like, what do you do now? You know what I mean? Like, how do you pursue something where it already went down this way? You were already hurt. You were already, I mean, how many times have I said to you guys, I don't know what it would be like to fall in love with somebody that hurt me. I've never been able to fall in love with somebody that I was once in love with. That could be part of my karma too. You know, because now I would have this mental or emotional blockage considering I say it, right? Just because I say it doesn't mean that's the way it will go down. But think about it. Like, I don't know what that would be like. That would be saying this was my scenario and here comes back my person, even though I know it doesn't matter. But like, if I found myself in this situation, this would be a struggle. It really would be. Okay, but don't think for 1 second that new person that doesn't come along doesn't have their own shit too. Don't think for 1 second you might not have that magnetic click where, but it's like the universe is like, hey, this is strictly freaking work. Pull it together, right? You got to be able to decipher an intimate relationship with intimacy. That is going to be someone's challenge. It takes an adult to figure that one out. Chemistry. So this is that link, but I think it's a link between like all of you, and not all of you are going to end up being business partnerships and working together. I was just given that for an example because there was something most definitely I was feeling there. Tell me about chemistry. But this is, I mean, look at her. She is just alluring. Like, she's sensual, she's sexual. King of Wands is hot too, right? But it's like, you guys got those eyes for each other. Like, there's no way around it. I wish I could get that to come into focus. And the divine's kind of like, I got you. Figure it out. But there's so much stuff into play. Like I said, I see no vulnerability. I don't, you know, so that's a big factor. And you got the Empress twice actually too. Tell me about chemistry. And then I gotta run to the bathroom before I like keep going. There's the Tower. What's that? The Three of Wands. It's already been manifested. It's already in the picture. It's already here. There could be distance, but this has to do with travel too. But there's that chemistry. There's that Ace of Pens too with the Sun. Like, damn. Like, this can get somewhere. This Tower, I'm going to clarify the Tower. It was at the bottom of the deck. This Tower is a good tower. It's not a bad tower. It's going to get you exactly where you need to be. It was divinely orchestrated, okay? And not all of us like things being divinely orchestrated, and then others of us are perfectly okay with stuff being divinely orchestrated. Or you could be dealing with a scorp. To me, this is travel. This is, it's just something already manifested, okay? That's the Mother of Swords. But hold on, the Tower, I want it to come out. This is with chemistry. You could be dealing with a Scorp or a Libra, but tell me about the Tower. You got the Mother of Cups with the Eight of Cups. She's going to want to walk away from this, okay? Or or him, vice versa. It's like, hey, I'm walking to my happy, but there's all these stars, and the Mother of Cups is like, she's about to walk right into the tower. She doesn't even see it coming. So it's not going to tell me what type of tower it is. But the 8 always walks to the 10, right? And at the bottom of the deck was the 10 of Cups. But she's like pointing at her like you're walking right to the tower, whether you know it or not. There's going to be distance, there's going to be travel, there's going to be all sorts of stuff, whether you like it or not. Like it's one of those scenarios. Like, tell me about this 8 of Cups real quick. I think it's not going to let me get into it like that. It's like one of those other things that are meant to kind of be left up in the air, but there's another 8. This is so divinely guided. It's bananas. This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This shit is bananas. Right? It's the same scenario pointing in the same direction where it's like, once again, you have felt stabbed in the back with a situation. It's either deja vu, it's karmic. I'll be right back. I gotta pee. This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. So, there you go. It's one of those scenarios that I try to explain to you, that I just try to break down. I don't know what it'd be like to be put in a situation where your guards are up 100%. Like, and here's the deal too. You could be seeing someone. You could be dating someone, but you're still going to have to work this shit out. Not for you guys to be together, but because you probably fucked up, like I said, some of you, and slept with somebody you probably shouldn't have, or this has to be one of those connections, because I already feel it for you guys with all these damn cards. There's no way in HELL that you did not feel this connection with this person. And I know you guys are always like, oh my God, I know what you're talking about. Trust me, you thought you had this fantastic click with everyone you met. That's come and gone, okay? Let's not do the whole name thing. This is the whole, there's no fucking way when you guys met, you did not tell yourselves, this is fucking bananas. Like, this person belongs in my life. Like, you will have this contact to the day you die. There's no freaking way that you do not know this. And on top of that, I think it's going to be the same exact thing with your boss. But it doesn't need to be romantic. You need to just, I think what's going to happen with you guys right now is legitimately figuring out what's going to happen is intimacy in a relationship and being intimate in another relationship on a depth that you have never felt ever. And that's exactly where you're supposed to be. And holy shit, the passion that will create is like a fucking inferno. It's beautiful. It really truly is. I didn't actually. Okay. So, sorry about that, Troops. I didn't mean to drop you. So, I'm going to pull you your best advice, even though I've been giving you advice. This is what your karmic balance, this is what your karmic situation looks like as of right now. And that's it. That's it, Troops. That's all, folks. Okay? You're going to have to use your soul. Okay? You're going to have to put yourself in a situation where you're freaking vulnerable. You're going to have to be put in a situation where it's going to require trust. You're going to be put in a situation where you're going to feel fucking awkward. You're going to be put in a situation where you may have never felt humiliation in your entire fucking life, but all of a sudden your fucking pride's gone and it's like, damn. Like, it's going to be intense, okay? But intense is beautiful. It's how you handle the intensity. It's how you go after what you want with intent and that passion. It boils down to freaking passion. What are you passionate about in life? Like, if there's a spark or there is a feeling or an inkling, and it would be strong, it wouldn't just be like an itty bitty little one butterfly. Okay, I don't know what you're gonna do, because you're about to be put in a situation where, with your boss and with an ex-lover or somebody brand spanking new, it just depends. You are going to have such deep intuition, it is going to probably send you spinning. Emotionally, physically, you might feel weak, you might feel stressed out, you might feel worn, you might feel like this is the wrong direction, you might feel like it's a lose, or you might feel overwhelming. It's up to you to find your placement. It's up to you to be able to be vulnerable. Like, back to the whole leap of faith. Okay, so it really truly is up to you. I think it's going to be exciting, but I think it's going to be a shit show. But I think you're going to be okay. I know. Responding to somebody. So I'm going to get your best advice for this scenario that's coming into play in Leo season. A lot of you is going to start kicking in. Okay? A lot of you are already having the dreams, the images, the synchronicities. Listen to me. One more point I got for you. I went to Tennessee. I went to Nashville for a girls' trip, for those who don't know. And I know what my destiny is and what part I played there. I also know what I sacrificed. I also know what I gave up. I will tell you, when I got on the plane to come home, I had somebody who was very near and dear to me. Their name had come up. The stewardess, actually, there's a point to this, guys. The stewardess that was holding like the air mask or whatever, how she breaks shit down for you. She's like, oh, here's this soccer lookalike player, yada yada. But don't get your panties in a bunch. She used a different word, you know. But he's the real deal, but he's not the real player. Like, don't get like starstruck type thing, right? So And after she said that, everyone was giggling, and I put my head down because you know how like on the airplane it's all controlled. Like when they start talking, your movie or whatever you're watching gets paused. It just kind of like times out. I looked down in there, and she had mentioned the first name to this person, and then I looked down and saw his last name, and I'm like, I cannot believe like that just happened, like first and last name. Okay. And then what I know I had just sacrificed, though, was it wasn't taken, it was a sacrifice. And I was like, and I didn't get bent out of shape, nothing, but I was like, and I didn't put two and two together, like nothing. But like, then I realized, like, no matter how many times signs and synchronicities and names and colors and somebody that you thought would come back or you wanted to come back or you know you will within due time, it does not mean it is the right time. It does not. It's just, it's certain signs. It's how you place these signs. You know what I mean? It's how you're going to let, and the universe will do twisted shit like that. It does not mean that that is your person. It does not mean that person's going to show up at your door. It does not mean to go in and do a pop-in. It does not mean to do that stuff. It's just, it's almost like saying, like, they're just seeing how you can handle it. People ask me all the time, how did you get through that one initial push where they're always on your mind, or how do you not take it emotionally? And my best advice I can give you is just switch your focus. Like, it's great when you want to feel that person and you want to feel and you want to daydream or you want to fantasize, then that's fine. You have those moments, right? But there's other moments where you need to take that person out of the equation. Whether it's a sign, but it does not mean it's time. It's just kind of like, for me, it was like, oh, back to reality, or back, you know what I mean? Like, because no matter what happened between me and that person, it's still reality, but it's external to me. But it will always be part of my story because that's how I became who I am and why I am where I am with you guys, right? So shift your focus. And it has a lot to do with growth and where your mental stability is, your emotional stability, how you can look at something, right? So don't be like, oh my God, I just know it's destined. And don't be that person. Don't be that person, okay? Shift your focus if you need to shift your focus. Some people will come at me like, oh my God, I got such clear visions. Well, what you don't realize is that can be part of your past life and is coming back around. But it could be with somebody different. It does not have to be that person. So I think naturally that will fall into place. So don't panic or don't get your panties in a bunch. Like, don't worry about it. Like, shift your damn focus. Yeah? That's the best advice I can give you for that. That's something you have to learn on your own. And I've taught you a lot of that along the way. Okay? And I'll always have love for this person. Always, always, always. But it does not have to be my person. Even though it's my person. That makes sense. Probably doesn't make sense to you. It makes sense to me. It could be my person without me being with that person. Okay? So don't worry about it. Others of you, depending on what side of the spectrum you're on, will be getting signs and synchronicities to push you in that direction, especially if you're what they call a runner, or you know what I'm saying. So it's advice for the ones who are in that situation or believe it pertains to you, because it would be completely vice versa for the ones that need to actually clear something up. The ones that don't have the need to clear something up, the one that no longer has a need to have a conversation, the one that no longer let's just stuff flow. It comes in, it comes in. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's that type of situationship. Then you don't really need that advice per se. Because believe me, I have a lot of people on here too that, if we want to categorize things as the whole runner and chaser, there's more chasers that watch, but I got a big following of runners too, trying to kind of see the other side of someone's story. But at the end of the day, it's not about either of you and where it's going to go. It's about you and how you came into finding you, relating to you. Because some of you are not meant to be with that person. Believe me, mark your words and my words, right? So, you're beautiful. Was that Christina Aguilera just came to me? You're beautiful. It's okay to daydream and fantasize every once in a while, guys. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. They're not trying to take that away from you, but you gotta know when you step out of that moment, that emotion, that feeling, you step out of it and you're able to walk away from it. But there's nothing wrong with picturing yourself in a happy situation. And if that happens to be the person that you pictured in that situation for a moment, then so be it. It's just you having a happy moment. Don't feed into it, because you're still able to do that even after growth and after lessons. You are able to do that, guys, because your life is just in a new direction. Okay. So your best advice, page of earth, good news about financial matters are on its way. Wanting to do something more challenging too, a new area of study. And that's exactly what we just talked about. But it's being successful, it's being patient, it's being dependable, it's being a scholar, it's exceeding. Okay. So that's a beautiful message, because it's extra confirmation that you're gonna get through what needs to be addressed. Oh, baby, why don't you just meet me in the middle? And this combo keeps coming out with the staff and the ace of fire. So this is you. This is your best advice. It's a new opportunity. It's you're about to advance in your life. It's inspiring. It's inspiration. It's motivation. It's a lot of things. It's happy times. It's because you chose to make positive changes in your life, that you chose to stay optimistic. You chose to put yourself in a situation where it's probably so divinely guided, and it's like, okay, so where is my talent within this one project, or within this one company, within this one department? Place yourself there, figure it out, okay? Because it's going to be a new endeavor that you are going to really like. Okay, and it's guided. And you also have the three of water. Okay, so that's also saying it's time to have more fun in life. Okay, it could also be saying congratulations to a new job. It could also be a work dinner. It could be a wedding, that a friend of yours is getting married, or you've healed, you've learned a lesson, a new door's going to open. You know how to master mental and emotional aspects of your life, right? And now you're kind of going to have to get your toes wet in that situation, but you can do it. Okay, I do want to find out what this three of water is about, only because with this it looks amazing, but it can also represent needing to have more fun in your life. Okay, so tell me about this three of water. Let's just see real quick, and then we're gonna wrap this up because I got some things to do. Eight of Wands. Okay, it's all about your journey, your foundation. It could have to do with a wedding proposal. Somebody could be like, man, you could have this one energy of like, he or she is kind of my everything. He or she does make me happy. I do see the possibilities. I do want this. I see it. I feel it. How do we pursue it? Okay, because a majority of you, it is going to be a reconciliation. And the Six of Pentacles was underneath that, which is telling me that's karmic justice. It's balance. It's falling in love again, but it's also falling in love with who you are too, because you're going in a new direction because you've mastered some stuff, right? So congratulations, because this is phenomenal. This is also an amazing opportunity for a new direction. It's like the Fool energy, right? It could be text messages too, but you got two cards of reconciliation. But it's time to have fun in your life again. It's time to take a new path, a new journey, have a new way of looking at things, having somebody support you, having somebody have your back. Okay, you probably have plenty of people that have your back, family, friends, your animals, unconditional love. So it looks fantastic. Yeah, outcome, your best advice is just, have fun. Stop pursuing things that you didn't think you would pursue before. It's, look at that. Whatever, you're about to bump into your life partner. A beautiful connection that will have lots of opportunity for growth. That shit just doesn't happen overnight, especially if it's the past. So it just depends. So once again, let the stars guide. Let the universe kind of, gotta have faith. Okay. The world is yours. It's how you want to create it. Some of you will be following a new type of study when it comes to religion, because I can see that, like traveling, like maybe even do it for work, and now all of a sudden it's like, wow, like I'm really into this, and you start doing it on the side, and 8 weeks from now, is that one connection you made across seas, or this foreign country, they reach out. Next thing you know, 8 weeks from now, you could even work for a college or a temple. You never know how this is going to go down. One connection leads to another, to another, to another, to another. But with the Ace of Fire being right here, and with the Two of Cups, this is Cupid's arrow. Okay, so you're getting love too. So fabulous, fabulosa, Fergalicious. Here we go with Fergie again. So I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. That is how you pursue karmic balance. The best way I can explain it. So I hope it helps. All right. I love you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Oh, you're welcome. I got lots to do today. Low key, but lots to do. Gonna hit the beach tomorrow. Haven't done that in a little while. And I got reggae Sunday, so I'm excited. I'm excited to listen to some reggae. It's been a while. So I'm excited. So I hope you enjoy your weekend. What's up, Buttercup? So I hope you enjoy your weekend. Make sure you're out and about and the energy is flowing. Remember, we talked about that with weekend energy too. Don't slack on that. Get outside. Hit people up. Make amends. Do something new, something exciting. Put on a new color lipstick, or men, shave your beard or trim your beard differently. If I don't know, if you're baby face, then like put some funky socks on, or like, ooh, you know what I've talked about before, I haven't mentioned, like a t-shirt or a wife beater, like write something on it, or a symbol, or I got this, or something quirky, just something that puts a little pep into into your step. Like the other day, I thought about going red again, but red does not stay in my hair. So I'm like, don't do that, Courtney. Like within 2 weeks, that shit bleeds right out. So it's not like you don't have to do something drastic, but do something that gives you a little pep in your step, please. You deserve it. And the people around you, your friends and family, they deserve it too, especially if you've been in a certain mode, right? So I love you guys. Have a fantastic rest of the day. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Enjoy your day. Do you know what I thought about I thought about jumping out of a plane. A lot of my friends were going skydiving. And I told myself I would never, ever, 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 ever do that. But now I'm like, believe it or not, last night I laid in bed and I said, I might actually be able to do that. But I'd have to like shut my eyes while we free fall and then like reopen them when the chute is out, But it's like always had like a fear of heights and certain stuff, but now I can look down, especially working in the city, being in certain buildings and in my office view, and it's insane, right? So it's like I don't even find myself in that panic mode, like sometimes, but not all the time. So it's you know as you just start growing and just enjoying life again and feeling alive, that stuff just dissipates. It's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful feeling to feel that type of freedom, because that's a little extreme for my liking, but it was a thing. It actually crossed my mind. All right, the hot air balloon, I don't think I can do that. I think I'd rather jump from a plane than go into a hot air balloon, because at least then I know chances are that the parachute's going to open. If something happens to a hot air balloon, you're free falling. I don't even know how we started talking about this, right? So I'm just saying, like, go enjoy your damn weekend. Go enjoy it. All right? Enjoy yourselves. I love you so much. Have a fantastic rest of your day. All right? I gotta go. Bye, guys.